Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate the turnout because this is a really important issue this time of year. My name is Linda, Lynda Lambert, Lambert, media spokesperson, AAA East Central. And I'm going to open it up with a few general remarks, and then Dr. Yearwood will follow. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. In 1946, AAA started the Schools Open Drive Carefully campaign. It's something that we feel very passionate about. Our kiddos need extra protection in school zones, and it's so important because there are so many different forms of distraction. It's really crucial that parents talk to their children, younger kids, about crossing safely, making eye contact with drivers before they enter the road. It's extremely important that parents discuss safety with their teen drivers. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reports that a quarter of teenagers killed in crashes are killed between the hours of 3 and 7 p.m. when they're leaving school. And cell phones have become such a problem. Distracted driving is as dangerous as impaired driving. And also what we're finding in our research is that distracted walking can be just as dangerous, with teenagers wearing headphones or looking down at their phones as they're walking. So these are things that it's really important to remember. And for motorists, please slow down in school zones. You know that's what you're supposed to do, but there are also some very frightening statistics about speed. A person who is hit by a car driving 20 miles an hour is 2/3 less likely to be killed than a person who's hit by a car driving 30 miles an hour. So speed is very, very important. Those signs are there for a reason. Obey them. And we're going to talk more about school bus safety, but you know it is against the law to pass a school bus when that stop sign is out. And be careful when you're a motorist around driveways and parks and other areas where children may be walking. Kids are unpredictable, and they can dart out in a moment. So you need to be extra vigilant, put your phone down, and obey the speed limits. And now I'd like to introduce Jefferson County Public Schools Superintendent, Dr. Brian Yearwood.
It's an exciting time for us. Learning is about to get started. Very, very important. But we know the importance of getting our students to and from that environment in a safe manner. I'd first like to say thanks to AAA and LMPD for their collaboration, for their efforts to help us ensure that our students' journey is safe. That means a lot to us, to every parent, and to every child. Thank you. The first day of school is next Thursday with, the nuances of beginning something fresh, new learnings. But with that comes increased traffic. And this happens on basically all roads. There will be more than 600 JCPS buses on the road next Thursday, transporting more than 40,000 students to their JCPS schools. That's a lot of precious lives on those buses. We want every one of those students to be able to get to and from school safely. So we need help. And I'm reaching out to our parents, our community, and all drivers. Help us ensure that the roads are safe. And here are a few tips. Just a few things. Our bus drivers are professionals, and yes, they have gone through extensive training, rigorous training to become bus drivers, and they know what they're doing. They're experts. They have to be proficient. They have to excel at what they're doing. So please give them some grace as they drive these large, safe vehicles, not only through our neighborhoods, but to our communities with 50 or more of our precious children on board. Give them some grace. If you see a school bus slowing down, it probably means that they're about to stop at a bus stop to pick up or drop off some children. All school buses in Kentucky are also required to stop at railroad tracks and look both ways before crossing. Please give them some grace and be patient. When you see the stop placard extend from the bus, stop. And I'm sure you've heard the horrible stories, horrible, terrible stories of ignoring the bus stop placard and hitting a student who is running across the road to their home. We don't want any of this happening here in Louisville. Please help us. Be aware that all of our buses now have cameras that are recording what's going on both inside and outside the bus. So vehicles that pass the bus while the stop placard is out will be seen, recorded, and could be prosecuted. Please stop. For JCPS families, when you're pulling into the school zone, when you're pulling into a school zone, please, please, please pay attention when you're dropping off or picking up your child. Students could be darting in and out. Remember, this is an exciting time for them. They're excited, and this is new. But they'll be darting in and out of cars and school buses. So let's be watchful for that. Let's be alert. If the car rider line is backed up into a public roadway, and this happens from time to time with the numbers that we have, please be cautious, be courteous and understanding of the drivers who aren't pulling into your school, those that need to get to work, those that have businesses elsewhere. They have the right of way, so please let them pass and do your very best not to block any driveways that may be around. Our own JCPS police will be helping in some instances with some traffic control around, again, schools that need it. But at the end of it all, collectively, working together, we are very excited to have our kids back in school. We are very excited to kick off this new wave, this new learning opportunities present in our schools. It's going to be a fantastic school year. So let's start and end by ensuring that every child in JCPS is safe and they get to and from school in that manner. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amanda Carpenter, and I supervise the LMPD Traffic Guard program. And first, I would like to thank JCPS and AAA for inviting us here also to promote some safety back-to-school tips. This is an exciting time for our program as we're preparing for that back to school. It's also a very busy as we receive multiple phone calls throughout the school year asking why we don't have a school guard. And this is where I need the community's help. If you are interested and you can help, we are hiring. We are below our authorized strength right now, and we are looking for applicants who want to give back to their community, who want to come out. If you're a grandparent or retiree, we're looking for those people to help. If you can't help with our recruitment efforts, there's also things you can do as a motorist. Please slow down. Please adhere to those posted speed limits. Please watch out for darting kids. In addition, please watch out for our traffic guards. They're going to be out there with their stop signs, their vest, and they're giving a service to the community to help pedestrians. Please, if you don't see them, you might hear them because they're going to be blowing those whistles. Another important thing that our traffic guards encounter is driver behavior. Cell phones, distracted drivers. It takes a community for us to keep everybody safe, so we're asking everyone, please, if you can't help us with our recruitment efforts, please help us with some safety tips. And if anybody is interested, they can visit our website at louisvilleky.gov underneath the traffic guard tabs. Thank you. We are below our authorized strength, so we're going into about 34 positions right now that are vacant. So again, we are hiring, we're asking for everybody's assistance. We have lots of opportunities, we have very flexible schedules. We have positions up to 4, 6, or 8 hours a day, so we have something for everybody.
Hey, Superintendent Yearwood, can you share with us some of the big number of calls you've been receiving about the bus information line? Like, what's been the number one thing people have been asking about?
Yes. Typically, what happens in this case is just them double checking to make sure they know what route their child is on, making sure they know what times the child is, and having that reinforced with them. So again, we've had close to over 1,300 calls since we've opened up, and of those, we have close to 85 to 90% of those being solved. And it's beautiful because I tell you, the exciting part about that is that everyone at our administrative building is assigned to help and ensure that we have a smooth opening of school and so on. So again, and I know there'll be more to come. Right. Okay.
Are there any statistics when it comes to maybe accidents or crashes that happen in the crosswalks during school year, school time?
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration just breaks down when they happen during the time of day. So 3 to 7 p.m. is particularly dangerous for teen drivers. And when it comes to children who are pedestrians, the most dangerous time for them, 60% of deaths, crashes involving children happen between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. So logic would tell you during the school year, those are dangerous times for our kids.
Would traffic be able to share an example of maybe 1 or 2 schools that could use a crossing guard but doesn't have one because of that staffing shortage?
So right now we do have several schools who are not going to have that coverage. All of our schools that have a need for a traffic guard is important. If we are covering that school, then there is a need for that traffic guard. So I don't like to individual just 1 or 2 schools because there's a need for a traffic guard at all the schools we cover, and they're all equally as important. But I can say we do have, thanks to our good traffic guard staff, I have approximately 18 traffic guards that are covering extra schools right now to fill in those vacancies till we can get those positions filled.
Can you tell me overall how many traffic guards you do have on staff that are working at our schools in JCPS?
Yes, ma'am. Right now we have 78 traffic guards that we employ. And again, they work up to 4, 6, or 8 hours. And that falls back to them covering 2, 3, or 4 schools a day. But I have traffic guards that are now covering 5 and 6 schools a day to help fill in those vacancies.
I don't want to say like there's a preference for like elementary schools versus high schools, but it like do elementary schools kind of take precedent when it comes to filling those gaps because they're younger kids, whereas high school kids can typically cross the road? Like, or is there like are all your elementary schools covered? Is basically what I'm asking.
No, so all of our schools are based on a contractual bid process that our traffic guards are allowed to bid on. We do not assign the traffic guards their schools. Once they complete their training, they are allowed to bid on their schools. So any school that is open, and I go back to, again, we don't like to put a priority on a school, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school, because at some point, someone in our office has deemed a necessity for a traffic guard to be there, so they're all equally important.
I understand distracted driving is a concern. How often is speeding a concern?
Speeding is our number one complaint from the traffic guards. And again, it falls back to that driver behavior. So that's where I ask the community, please just slow down, leave early, just adhere to those speed limits, watch for those flashing lights. It takes a community to keep everybody safe, and we just need everybody to do their role. Also, watch those bus stop signs. We get numerous reports of cars going around bus stop signs while kids are unloading or loading. So we just ask everybody, please do their part by keeping the community safe.
And I understand that JCPS has its own force. And typically during the beginning of the school year, we see LMPD out doing extra patrol. Is that something you would see throughout the school year? Is it kind of the first couple weeks?
So we are trying to start an initiative to where we can work with the divisions to get some school zone coverage out there. We also do have an assigned sworn to our program also who is out there hitting the school zones. It's just going to be when time permits.
Are there any schools the district expects to be backing up with those car rider lines? Any extra steps y'all are taking to help offset that?
Yes, we have our own officers that will be out helping. I mean, it happens naturally because of the traffic flow patterns within certain neighborhoods. So typically the ones that have historically been backing up, we will see some of that occurring, of course, especially within the first week, a couple of weeks of school and so on. But officers will be out to help navigate some of that. Yeah. Okay.
Where are we on bus drivers? How many?
Good question. So far, we've been staffed over 600, so we have enough bus drivers to ensure that our first day happens smoothly. The unfortunate part is the unknown variable. Someone calling in sick, a family emergency that all of a sudden throws things completely off. But as of today, we have the bus drivers needed to have a smooth first day. Okay.
Thank you all.